off then. Welcome everybody to your weekly wellness check. We're trying to get back to be weekly. You know, we went on hiatus for a month because, you know, stuff happened with me, but trying to get back into it. I didn't put out any ads this week because I've just been so busy, but next week I'll try to throw out the clips and get it all up on YouTube. This is just meant to be, you know, family, friends, all of us kind of just getting together and talking about our fitness journeys and talking about, you know, connected fitness, the fitness industry, whatever we want to talk about actually. And so it's supposed to be kind of light conversation, nothing stressful. So if you want to join the conversation, don't stress on it. Just hit the hand on the lower right of your phone and we'll bring you up on stage. You can join the conversation. If you don't want to do that, please don't stress out about it. Just kind of hang out in the audience and listen. It's not meant to be any stress. Again, it's just supposed to be conversation, light conversation, no stress. All right. So let me jump into the first topic then, because, you know, I need to really talk to you about this, Danielle. I've been waiting all week to talk to you about this one right here.
Just all week?
You're right. I've been waiting longer than a week. It's probably been more like 3 years. But that's all right. They don't finally just decide they're going to drop the Peloton Rower. They dropped the Peloton Rower. After they told us the day before about another countdown, and then a few days before that about another countdown. But they dropped it. Although, I mean...
They finally dropped it.
You know, it's at showrooms. You can go try it out. You can sit on it and see what it's like. And
unless you live in Pennsylvania.
Oh, wait a minute. It's not at no showroom in Pennsylvania?
Nope.
Oh, man. See, that ain't right.
It's not.
That ain't right.
I know, right?
See, that's all right.
Well, the King of Prussia store is really small.
Oh, okay.
So when I saw how big the rower was, I'm not too surprised it's not at King of Prussia, and that's the only showroom we have.
Oh, okay.
The next closest one, I think there's one in Cherry Hill maybe, but that's not close for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But if you live in Philly, Cherry Hill might not be too bad for you, depending on where you are in the city. But the King of Prussia store is small.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, when I saw it, you know, they've been talking for a while about it's going to be innovative. It's going to have things about it that, you know, going to warrant. I don't know about warrant, but you know, the price is going to be more expensive because of some of these features it was going to have. And I mean, all these good things, all this hype. I heard people talking, you know, behind the scenes talking about all this hype about how serious this thing is going to be, how much better it was going to be than any other rower on the market, you know? And so now that we have it, I'm interested to hear, did it meet that? Or do people think it's like, this is top of the line, innovative rower experience that you can't get elsewhere? Is it all of that?
I mean, it appears to be.
Since
I haven't tried it, I don't know.
Okay.
But
okay.
from seeing other people's review of it and looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
it definitely appears to be with that form correction.
Yeah.
And some of the other metrics that they give you. I don't know of other rowers that give you that kind of feedback.
Okay, wait a minute. How does the form...
And I heard the seat is really cushy too.
I heard that it's real quiet. But I want to know about this form correction too. I want to know about, like, how are they telling you, what are they saying, like, about, I don't understand what the form correction is or how that even works.
Well, Chris tried it, so maybe he can tell us.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you know, Chris?
How it works, or what's the question? Sorry.
No worries. I appreciate you coming through. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, is the form correction literally like looking at speed of the seat, and what is it doing to then tell you that your form isn't right on the rower?
Yeah, so there's sensors in the seat and the handle is what they're saying. It 100% does not use the camera because it's the same monitor as the Bike Plus and Tread, so it has the little privacy doohickey on the camera.
Oh, okay.
So I completely shut off the camera and it still tracks gives you that form feedback. So it is definitely not using the camera. It's all in sensors in the seat and the handle.
I got you. It's like checking, like, you know, probably the positioning or speed of the seat and then positioning or speed of what you're doing with the handle. Ah, okay. That's interesting. All right. That's
the one thing to know that the first time, because I went to the showroom and tried it out, and the first time I sat on it, like, I'm not an expert rower by any means, but it was giving me more errors than I was expecting.
Ooh.
There's a little calibration mode that you go through, and it calibrates to your specific like body size and stuff.
Yeah.
So I actually did that in the showroom, and then once I did that, it started behaving more like I was expecting. So you do need to, in the showroom, it's going to be set up for you when you get there. I imagine the first time you turn it on, it's going to prompt everyone to go through that anyway.
Right.
But that was important to get it more calibrated to me.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to try that out. I'm going to go to the showroom tomorrow and try it out. But okay, that's helpful. That's interesting. All right, let me bring in Jessica. What's going on, Jessica? You about to tell us that this rower is off the chain? No.
You already know. Y'all need it. But listen, so I actually haven't tried it out myself yet. I've just seen snippets and people have sent me videos.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's really... I don't think that we expected anything less.
Right.
Like, when has Peloton really produced a product to which we're not in awe in and we love?
Right.
Of course, obviously, I sound super biased, but I think that they really do produce top of the line nice things, and they have a way of marketing things where you're just like, I really do need this.
Right.
Now, I put down my guide for a minute and I was like, all right, whatever. It wasn't, I had to like reset it. I never did it for the longest time.
Right.
Now they have the rep,
right.
business happening.
Right.
Which I'm sure we'll talk about later. So now I'm like all gung ho about it. I'm like, yes, Peloton is everything. So they just have like this way of marketing things where you feel like you need it. The only downfall is that price. I think everything else is absolutely perfection about it. Like, I've seen videos of the form correction. I've heard like how smooth it is, but I'm not shocked at all. I knew it was going to be the creme de la creme.
See, I was, in looking at it, it looked sleek and everything. And the idea, just the whole idea of form correction, I thought had an innovative tint to it. So.
Yeah. And the swivel screen so you could do boot camps, that's lit.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked.
Does anyone know if any of the other rowers in the space, I'm assuming like some of them do, have swivel screens? I'm assuming that's not a new thing, right? No?
Yeah, one of them does. Somebody definitely does. Somebody talked about it in your group. I don't remember if it was a Hydrow.
I want to say it was the Hydrow, actually.
But somebody definitely had a swivel screen, because I remember them saying, oh, they have a swivel screen like this, and the screen was pretty similar to it.
Right.
But, and like Jess, I wasn't expecting it to be anything less than what it is.
Right.
I was fully expecting it to be amazing, which is why I wanted it for so long.
Right.
I just didn't expect to spend $4,000.
You knew it gonna be expensive. Uncle Barry came out a couple weeks ago. He said, now if the company tell you it's gonna be expensive. He was like, look, it's gonna be expensive. Like, I mean,
I know, but
but $4,000.
You ain't never lied though. I know. You ain't never lied. When I heard that price, I was like, damn! You know what I'm saying? For real. For real.
And I've already decided that like Uncle Barry is just cheap. So he really could give us a cheaper model, because he ain't spend a whole lot to get it made, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I was thinking too. You know?
Like when you go into the studio now, and I was telling the girls this, that like when we were there before it was open to the public, remember we were talking about the paper towels and they were all like plush and luxurious and everything?
I need to ask you about that. Yes, that's right.
And now they're not. Like those paper towels were exfoliating my hands.
Ooh.
Like, so
I need to ask you about
so
that.
He's cheap. Ooh. So he's saving money.
I don't think
he
he's
could really
cheap.
drop the
those
price
are like
of this
Soul
rower.
Cycle paper towels. Like, that's what you expect in
but that's not what they had, though.
But y'all got spoiled, baby. That's not how it is. Welcome to the real world.
Well, you know what?
Well,
when I went in there,
John's World. John's World had me with some plush paper towels, and Barry's World got me with good value shit.
Yo. When I went into the new showroom that first time, and them paper towels was like, I was afraid to throw it away. It was like 3,000 thread. I mean, them paper towels is off the chain. But so they don't have those no more? They got rid of those, huh?
No, they have like I don't know, ones that look like somebody maybe cut them in half or something.
Oh, Lord.
They're not that bad.
Oh, Lord. They got the leftover paper towels from McDonald's in there now? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
No, but the paper towels are definitely not anywhere near the same quality. They're like average paper towels that you would find in a bathroom.
Oh, Lord.
But if you were there prior and you touched the really nice paper towels, then you're like, damn, what happened to the paper towels? And all of
Dang.
those bins that had all the stuff in it, they're all empty. So
Are
all the
you
hair ties, all the
serious?
bobby pins, all the Q-tips, every single one of those bins is just about completely empty in there.
Oh Lord. They don't
And
win.
I
Oh
mean,
man. I mean, they had to
I
though
was
because
there
that
on
was ridiculous
Saturday. So,
before. That was ridiculous before. I mean, it was crazy. I
I mean,
mean,
they definitely didn't need all that
they
stuff
ain't
in
need all
there.
that. Do they still
They
have like
really
the
didn't.
cucumber shampoo and the all them different fruit flavored like conditioners and in the showers and all that? They still got all that?
I didn't look in the showers, but they did they did all the different hand soaps and lotions still. They did have all that at the sink,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't look in the shower. And they could if they just got rid of the bins from underneath the mirror where you're standing, it wouldn't look so bad because people who had never been wouldn't know that that had been there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, if
Mm-hmm.
it's empty, just take it up. If you're not going to refill it,
Yo,
but instead you got like 3 bobby pins in one, and you just look real broke.
they done
Like,
took it to the recycled paper Burger King napkins in the bathroom. That's messed up. That's all right. Anyway, let me bring in Jamie. What's going on, Jamie?
Good evening. I was just going to add on to what Chris said. I had a chance to go in and test the rower yesterday.
Yep.
And just you were talking about the form correction.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. It's actually with every stroke, it lights up on the screen, and it, like for instance, if your knees are wrong, it'll light up at your knees or your back, or it's real time with every single movement.
Ooh, okay.
It shows the correction, and I think it was still calibrated for Chris when I went in because I didn't calibrate it, and he was there the night before me, so. I saw a lot more red than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm doing the same form as Ash and I'm getting all kinds of messages, but it was so smooth. It was so quiet.
That's what I
It was
hear.
so beautiful. With the swivel screen, I thought it was interesting that it only swivels 45 degrees.
Okay.
So it doesn't swivel as much as like the Bike Plus screen.
Okay.
But it was beautiful,
all right.
and I want it, and I don't have room for it, so I literally was like, well, if I sent back my Tread Plus, I could put the road, like, it's.
Yeah.
But it was great.
What are the dimensions again? Like, and are they comparable or the same as like other rowers?
So the width, the mat that it sits on, if you get the Peloton mat, is 3x8.
Okay.
The actual machine is 2 feet wide, and the length of it is 7 feet 10 inches. So just under that 8 feet.
Okay.
And then the screen folds down, and then you prop the long part up, and it anchors to the wall at the base. So the heavy part is what's anchored, and it kind of gets. She showed me how it went down, and then the whole tall part goes up. So you have to have 8 feet of clearance on your ceiling at a minimum.
Got it.
But it's very, one thing I'll add is it's very, very sturdy standing up on its own without the wall anchor.
Oh, really?
Like if you don't have kids or anything running around, I probably won't anchor mine in my house because it was very sturdy just standing up on its own.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, they didn't have it anchored in the showroom.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was like out freestanding. So.
Did they let you actually stand it up to see it?
No, because I think you messed it up the night before. She told me you were in, and she said, oh, there was like a kind of weird thing that was going on. They think the installation was actually like a little bit messed up, and so we didn't lift it up. But I was like, I guess I'll just have to watch Chris's videos.
I was wondering if they fixed that.
Yeah, they hadn't yet. No, we didn't. She was like, oh, okay. So I didn't lift it up, but she showed me everything, but we put everything down. So, but it's beautiful.
Does anyone know, like, in comparison to like other rowers in the space, are they all kind of like, right under or right around 8 feet long? Is this any different at all? Or is it just right within the realm of what all the rowers are? Anyone know? No?
And that's why it was hard for me, because I think it's wonderful and beautiful, but also I haven't used any of the others. So my frame of reference is just completely off. I just know that I want it. And I did a 5-minute class with Ash, and just that 5 minutes, I was like glazed donut. Like it was.
Oh, let me ask you about that. Yeah. So, I don't know everybody's been, real positive about Ash but I've never seen any of her videos. I don't know anything about much about her. So I'm interested in that too. If anybody was in the showroom, took a class, checked out what it was like taking her class in the showroom. What did you think? You kind of liked it, Jamie?
Oh yes, I loved her. Like she was awesome. I didn't want to hog up the time other people came in. I kind of wanted to do a scenic. I saw them on the screen and see what that looked like, but I'll have to go in another time. I didn't want to be greedy.
They actually had more than one scenic class on there last night?
I just saw the one on the screen and didn't do it, so I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I got questions about that, but let me pull in Deidre before I ask you that. What's going on, Deidre? You there? Oh, she's on mute. Well, while she comes off, let me ask. Oh, go ahead, Deidre. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. It wasn't anything that big. I was just saying that I was there on Sunday and they kind of half restocked stuff. So there was some nice paper towel. It wasn't like only thing. So I don't know if they're kind of budgeting at this point.
Oh, gotcha.
To Danielle's point that they, so some stuff was there. It wasn't as stocked as she said as before, but
Oh, okay.
So that's
okay.
all. Yep.
They split it up a little bit. That's all they doing, Danielle. That's all it is.
Right. Somebody just found a box that John Foley has stashed. They're like, oh, this says John on it. This is the nice stuff. Let's just put this out.
So check it out. So I got a question about the content because you guys have been talking about scenic. And you know how we had been talking early on, about how iFit and Nordic Track have all these on the water like classes. And so I have heard nothing. So I'm just kind of speaking from no knowledge. When you say scenic, is it that like iFit? Is that what we're talking about?
It's like, just imagine the regular scenic classes on the bike and tread, and it's that, but on the water.
Got it.
Is the one they have right now, but I believe they're adding some of the instructor-led ones in the future.
Wow.
But those just aren't there yet. But I imagine they'll be like they are now, where there's, a drop of 3 classes every month and a half.
Wow, that's awesome. So literally the thought is that they will eventually have instructor-led on the water classes.
Sure, but there's going to be 3 every 2 months.
Right.
So
It won't be often, but got it.
Yeah, it's not going to be like Hydrow where there's 3 a day or anything.
Gotcha.
I believe they'll be doing those, when they send someone out to do the bike and tread, they'll also send someone out to a lake somewhere or something.
Got it. That's kind of cool, though. I like it. Cool. Let me bring in Tanya. What's going on, Tanya?
Not much. I just wanted to, you guys were talking about the being in the studio there. I have to laugh. I went and did a milestone in our showroom. They had a fantastic shower, beautiful plush towels, all sorts of stuff that I could use in like the Edmonton showroom.
Oh, okay. In the showroom. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. Not down there, in the Edmonton showroom, in a showroom itself. So I just thought I'd, say that the showroom up here is doing fantastic.
Well, that's good stuff.
The other thing I want to say, if you guys in the U.S. are paying for almost $4,000 for the rower, like I was expecting maybe that in Canada. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to be able to sell that many here. Yeah. Like you're looking at about $5,500 Canadian.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. That is an expensive rower. I agree with you. I don't know what the strategy is here. Like, it makes it feel like either the intent wasn't really to sell a lot of them. It's getting this content out there, and at some point, the content will be used more broadly, or they're kind of, I don't know, maybe they're getting all of us, the diehards, to jump in early, and then next year the price will be down. Like I don't get the strategy on the pricing. Like I don't get it either.
The other thing I'm curious, because it's only in the U.S., I'm wondering when they're going to launch in the other countries. Like it takes them so long to launch in the other countries. They're claiming at the end of the year here in Canada, but I remember how long it took for the tread to even get going.
Right. And
it started in the UK, and I think it was about 6 months later before Canada even received it.
You know what
and ask us.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and ask Australians about the tread, how long that's taking. It's still not there yet.
Oh, man.
Well, I know it was over a year for Canada before we, we got it. I think it was 2018 we finally got the bike. And they're like, oh, this fall, the tread's coming. It was 2020 before the tread actually came.
Wow.
I was going to say, I think with the size of it, shipping would have to be a nightmare though, right? Because at least with the tread and the bike, you can break that down into pieces. But how many pieces could you break the rower down into that's going to make it small enough to ship?
It's 3 pieces. There's a box for the monitor. There's a box for the heavy front part up to basically where the handle sits. And then the long rail at the back, actually, that's screwed on, so that's a separate long piece.
So they could ship those things. I was kind of surprised at, the path that Uncle Barry was taking, that it didn't come out of the gate as like a product that simply shipped. I was just kind of assuming that would be the case, and then they would start marketing towards like an Amazon type, accessible product. So I was kind of surprised that it's not.
A $4,000 accessible product?
It's a good point. I know. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make sense.
And that's 38. It's like 3,800 for me in Pennsylvania, and that was just the basic. That wasn't like with the package. That was literally the rower and the extended warranty. And then by the time you added taxes on, it was like just barely under $3,800.
Oh, that's right, because it's like 3,200, and then you get the 48 extended 48 months on the extended warranty. That's like another 300, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So now you're at 35.
And like, who's not going to get that warranty?
Yeah, and then you
like
add
that's
taxes
an
on
expensive piece of equipment not to get the extra warranty.
And don't ask for one of them packages, because now you might be talking about 42, 43, 4,400. Yeah.
American dollars.
American. You understand what I'm talking about? Hold up. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. Wait a minute. That deserves a different button. That deserves a different button.
What kind of shit is that?
That deserves that button right there.
That's the perfect
one. I'm telling you, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
I really
Paul was like, oh, well, you need the package with the mat. And I was like, I don't need the mat. Like, we have floor. And he's like, okay, that saves me $100.
You know what I mean?
I was like, but still, it's $100.
You know what I mean?
So, Danielle.
He ain't want to hear it.
Just to clarify, Danielle, you did order it?
I did not order it. I did not. I cannot get
really
Paul to commit to that price. I really want it. I'm dying for it. I want it so bad. I want all of the content. First of all, I want to work out with Ash.
Oh my God,
I need to work out with Ash. Like,
she
need to.
She really was great.
She was? You worked out with her too, Chris?
Yeah, I did a class with every instructor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so all the new ones are great, but Ash in particular was
So
awesome.
You was there all day, Chris?
Okay, he hung out.
I did short classes with all of them, but, it took a while to break that rower so Jamie couldn't use it,
Yeah, you were clearly much more thorough than I was.
I'm excited for the fact that Matt, I love Matt so much, it's not even funny. So the fact that Matt
it's kind of scary.
It is. And when I saw him in studio, I almost passed out.
I was concerned for him.
Let me breathe. I would have kidnapped him, but it's fine. So
I'm glad he was in the class teaching, because I was concerned. I was wondering if you want to run into the room.
Whatever. I almost listen. Anyway, I am excited to work out with Matt because I'm gonna get it eventually. I don't know when, how.
Right.
We just got the tonal, and I'm like, I cannot go to this man and say baby. Like I gotta.
I know we just spent this 5K.
I need tricks. I need all kind of things. Okay, this man will look at me sideways. But I want to emphasize how great of this moment is for Ash and for every woman in the community.
Yes,
not just Black. Every woman of every size. She's here for us, and I am so... Uncle Barry's a lot of things, baby. But that move right there, I think that one, he got a little check mark in my heart for that one.
You understand?
And even if it wasn't his doing, he's behind it right now, so it looked like it's him.
But, and on top of it, everybody is like giving, like Chris said, they are truly saying, she's good at what she's doing. So
she's lit.
I'm liking
her
this.
Personality. Have you scrolled through her Instagram? Like, her personality is lit. I will never forget the feeling that I had when I scrolled through one of her reels and she talked about the difference between joy and happiness.
Okay.
And it was such a pivotal way to look at things. I was like, wow, this. And that's just like a 15-second clip, of reels. Can you imagine what she's going to bring? And her caption, it brought tears to my eyes. Like, Shorty's legit. And I know she's going to be bomb for the platform. I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited for us to finally see us on the screen. Like,
no doubt.
I would buy it just for her. I would mainly buy it for Matt, but that's fine.
Everybody love Matt. I love that dude. I love Matt.
My boo.
That's my dude right there. He's always been cool with me. That's my guy. Well, I see you in the chat, Charlotte. She said Danielle know hubby getting her that roller for Christmas. I think so too. I think Danielle already knows she getting the roller.
We all know.
We already know this. You know what I mean?
Like, come on.
You know what I mean? That ain't no news break.
Than I do.
You know what I mean? We know all these years she been talking about this rower. You know what I mean? That's why I got to be. It's got to be about to happen. Right? All right, let's see. Let me pull in Nisi. What's going on, Nisi?
Hi, hi everybody. So, obviously, like, I'm mad excited for Ash. Obviously, she's here for me, the thickety thickums with them good mega knees. I did want to say that I already got great feedback on Ash because she used to teach boutique rowing at like a New York studio.
Okay.
So I have friends who have taken her class, and I like these are friends like they even left New York City and they're like, "Yo, Ash is legit. Like she's exactly what you want to see,
right,
for an athlete on a rower, especially like." Her background as a D1, like Big Ten rower is like legit. Like she's built exactly how an elite rower should look like, right? Tall as fuck,
right,
and power. So that also helped build the hype for Ash for me,
right?
Because folks who I know who like did row like when they were in college were already like very hyped to see her, regardless of the fact like. She's an amazing personality. Like she's so much fun and like the joy that radiates off her screen just from like how she posts. Because shout outs to Chris for putting us on. And so we followed her before she hit like 11,000 followers.
Yes.
So she is not only an amazing human being, but like she's an incredible coach. And so I'm very excited. I just don't got space because if I ain't got space for a tread, there's no way in hell I got space for that rower. Right? Like I'm just gonna go to PSNY. It's okay.
Let me go back to something you said though. I mean, shout out to Chris for real, because Chris dropped some TMZ like photos. Yeah, I was all up in my phone.
Ever wrong.
What? I was all up in my phone like, oh, he got the scoop for real. He got pictures, right?
He ain't ever wrong.
Shout out to Chris.
Never, but he couldn't find no dubs for me though. That's fine.
You're not gonna let that go, are you?
Nope. I need a good like 3 more sessions and then I'll be fine.
Sounds fair. Sounds fair to me.
But for real, I hadn't seen no pictures of the. I mean, we saw the one, at homecoming and all that. But I hadn't seen nothing other than that until all of a sudden, before the thing dropped, here come Chris dropping the TMZ video images of the rower. Man, shout out to Chris.
But you saw where that was from, though, right? Did you see how I got those?
No, I saw it was in a studio, but where'd you get it from?
So you've been to the studio, right?
Yeah.
You know that upper lounge area on the top floor?
Yeah.
You know how there's the recording studio right there that's for the strength studio?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Snap. They were.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh goodness, that is slick, Chris.
God. Wait, they really didn't even pull down the shades?
They forgot to close the curtain.
Oh, this is hilarious right here, Chris. That story right there.
Let us back,
that is infamous right there.
Someone is in so much trouble.
That is like,
somebody gonna get fired.
Wait till they listen to this.
What, Chris? You just turned legend right there, Chris. You just turned legend right there.
Chris is going to be banned from the building. They're going to put his picture on the doors. Do not let this man in.
I wasn't even there. That wasn't me.
Oh, somebody else took it and they sent it to you?
No, Chris has his sources, yo.
Yeah, he got them undercover sources.
Can you imagine? He's not, freaking Naruto out here cloning himself.
All I know is when I saw those pictures and I knew like it's sitting in a studio, I'm going, how in the hell did he get that? So yeah, shout out.
He's various. He has his little birds, okay? He got his little bird.
That's That's different level right there, Chris. Shout out. That's crazy. You know, okay, so next question I got, so that you were right, Danielle. We still in the first one. Okay, the next question I got is, so they say you can't really get to the content for the rower on initial launch unless you have the rower. And that completely threw me because I thought we just heard Uncle Barry in that, what was that conference he was at like a couple weeks ago? And right in the conference he said, yeah, I mean, we want to serve our content where our people are. And if they don't have our equipment, that's all right. We want to be able to serve it to them so they could use it on other equipment. He just said that. So.
He a liar.
He's creating FOMO.
Is that what it is?
100%. And you notice they're careful about saying at launch.
Right. You're right.
So, yeah,
right.
I mean, I agree with you. He's saying he wants to get the subscribers up there and push that out to more people. The one thing I do wonder is if this will be the start of tiered pricing and that he's alluded to, and you might have to have digital plus rower, so another $5 or something bucks on top of it to hit the rower content.
Oh, I
wonder if that's going to start with this.
Oh, I could believe that.
The thing is, then don't call it all access, because then you ain't all access. Do you know what I mean? Like, words mean things. Stop playing in our faces.
I got a question. If you have, all you have is the bike. Let's say all you have is the bike. And you by default have all access. Does that mean when you go to your digital app, you could see bike, tread, and now row, everything, even though all you ever bought from a hardware perspective is the bike?
Is that a request? Do you want me to look in my app? Because that's me. I have the OG bike. I paid that shit off, and Peloton ain't getting another hardware dime from me because I don't got enough space.
I guess what I'm saying, like, could they like translate this term all access? Use their translation and make it, if it isn't already, make it so that all access just means all access relative to the discipline you purchased.
You mean like the updated terms and agreements that they uploaded?
Yeah.
So
because it just means that you can't play content from like the other modality, whatever, like tread on bike. But the thing is, I don't know, I haven't tried it since they did the updated service agreement.
Yep.
But I play tread stretches on my bike by adding them to my stack and then pressing play, because otherwise they won't appear.
Right.
But it might be it's coded. Those older tread stretches are like they don't appear because they aren't coded appropriately. Because Kirsten's most recent stretches appear now on the bike.
Maybe I'm just taking it too far. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like, all access, it should be just all access. But I'm wondering, will that always be? Like, I don't know.
Well, one thing about
I'm assuming they'll change the labeling.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, it'll be all access premium or something. Like,
don't be giving these people ideas.
All access
bad
plus.
Enough that Peloton don't be paying us.
That's hilarious. What were you saying, Chris?
I was going to say, I'm not 100% sure that all those terms are necessarily new. Like, if you pull up those same terms on the UK site, which haven't been updated since April, it contains some similar language about all access members will only have access to features on the products that they are using. So there might have been some other stuff updated, but I'm not sure that language was new in this last update.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So my question is, what happens with like the guide? Because right now in the guide, you can literally see everything.
Yeah, well, on the guide. Oh yeah, I don't know.
So I can get all content on the guide.
Danielle, can you get scenic on the guide?
Everything. I don't know if you can get scenic. I've never actually tried.
Because really, no. I use my app all the time, and the only content I can't use, is like the lane break and scenic.
Yeah, I would imagine you can't do lane break, but I know that you can do, like, I see bike classes up there. I've seen tread classes up there. Like, I thought it was a mistake the one time, and I actually clicked on the tread class. It was a live class. Clicked on it, and it let me go in, and it put my calories up there, which was clearly just based off of, like, my weight and stuff. So the numbers are all inaccurate. It's not going to have mileage, but it's there.
You get the
So
same
if
thing
you're
with the
using
app,
another
though.
tracking, huh?
You get the same thing with the app. Like when I use
Right, but
my
the difference is that
treadmill
the
at home,
guide is on my TV. So like
yeah.
my guide is connected to a TV on the wall. So before I had the Peloton tread, I would cast from my iPad or whatever to the TV and look at it. Some people just put their iPads in front of them.
Right.
So it's super convenient if you have the guide already to just turn the guide on your TV and do the class.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's what I was saying about the rower. I was like, oh, that'd be cool if you can use a third-party rower and you can get the rower content on the guide, then you've got it on your TV directly in front
Already.
of you.
Right.
Instead of on like an iPad or something, some other small monitor.
I think they'll lock that down.
You think so?
Yeah.
Meaning when you say lockdown, the guide will just have more limited content at some point.
Yeah, I mean, when they lock it down from the app, the guide's going to have the same thing that the app ends up having.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think they will. Anyway, the reason I kind of brought that topic up is because, I just thought that it just would have made a lot of sense to just not a lot of sense. I was just going based on what Uncle Barry said. So that's what he said. So I just assumed it was going to out of the gate be, oh, yeah, we got this rower. And by the way, if you have our digital app or if you have all access of any product on your digital app, you can see rowing content. Like I just got to assume that was what it was going to be. So it's interesting they came out and said, no, you're not going to be able to see it on the digital app no matter what initially. And I think you're right, Chris. I think that's like they're trying to play on the FOMO thing and get existing.
And as you were saying that, I feel like if they were going to go with that, use it with third party thing, they might have already released the content before they ever put the rower on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Because they could have been getting new app signups for people who had been waiting just for that, if they weren't trying to push the hardware.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. That's the
in the guide, they waited too with the stuff that came out. So it wasn't, this isn't like a new thing that they're all of a sudden doing where you can't get the other content. So like, what was it for the guide when the programs first came out, like 6 weeks or something before everybody had access to it?
The guide, they were waiting because it had, they talk about the movement tracker in those classes, which is a unique feature to the hardware, right? Whereas in the rowing class, they're not necessarily, they mention the form correction and passing, but it's not as integrated, I feel like, as the movement tracker stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I just mean, I don't think that they're new to making people wait for content all of a sudden. Because when everybody had to wait who didn't have the guide, that was like an uproar. Like, oh my gosh. Until Hello TMZ posted all the links. And I can tell you that people have commented about that for the rower too. They're like, it's exclusive until
I saw them
post the links to the classes.
I saw those comments too.
I don't know if you noticed, but they have those new collections on the guide with the rep counting stuff. Even if you have the link for those, you cannot take them on the app. So they do know how to lock them down. And I feel like they're going to do the same thing with the rower, where even if you have the links, you're not going to be able to take them because those 3 new collections with the rep, the Century collection and those, you cannot take them even with the links from the guide.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Damn,
they locked it down.
To you, Chris.
Man.
They said enough of this nonsense.
Then Chris said, really? And then he went and posted pictures of the rower before they launched it.
And the price. And the no financing.
Teach them to do that lockdown junk. You know what I mean?
Just the coaches, too.
And the coaches.
That's funny.
And all the Instagram addresses for the coaches. Not just their names, but like their Instagram profiles as well. He was like, go ahead, lock me down if you want to.
Okay.
I got you, Peloton.
Exactly. John Van,
let me show you what I can really do.
John Van in the chat said he don't blame Peloton for locking it out during the launch season. I agree. I don't really blame him. Because of the fact that like us diehards is gonna get FOMO and buy it. I wasn't planning to even buy the rower until I hear everybody else talking about the rower and talking about Ash and everything. So I'm right with you, John. I think I don't blame him. It makes sense. It adds up.
Me too, but I don't blame him either. And I was annoyed when everybody who didn't have the guide was able to take content. Ooh. I was like, what the hell?
You right, Charlotte. I can't
Again,
even be
Christian's
talking.
fault.
I'm
But
reading Charlotte comment, and you right, Charlotte. I can't be talking about no rower yet. You right. You ain't lying. I got other stuff to buy first. I gotta work on that. but all right, let's see. What did I miss? Oh yeah, the next thing was the rowing instructors. Was anybody surprised by the rowing instructor? Was there somebody that you wanted to be an instructor that you that wasn't, or you still waiting for, or that you didn't?
Marcel,
Okay. I just knew.
Marcel, and Jocelyn.
I just knew Marcel was going to be an instructor. I was
Yeah.
all wrong. Yeah. Maybe they still will be. I don't know. But yeah.
I definitely thought Marcel was gonna be an instructor too. Like
Mm-hmm.
really,
Probably
really thought
later,
she was
but
gonna be
she
an
just,
instructor.
I feel like she just got on, because of the way Peloton is, she just got onto the platform. So giving her another modality already as big as rowing,
Yeah.
although it's not new to her, but just to the platform in less than a year, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it makes sense why they would wait on her. Maybe she will eventually get to it, but for her to
Who
have a
we got to
modality.
petition?
Okay.
Do I gotta ask Randy?
You know what I mean? Who we got to talk to about
Do we gotta
this?
ask Jen
No,
Cotter?
You know what I mean? You
do
got
it.
Jen Cotter is definitely the person you got to talk to about this.
Yeah.
But you know, I got a question. Like, it was a time when it was just the bike and there was a little bit of off bike stuff, but that was it. So no one really had to like. The only thing you had to use to broaden your your exposure was just kind of your personality, the quality of your training. But now, if you're a instructor and you have multiple disciplines, the more you have, the broader your audience, right? The broader your path into the community, because there are some people don't do all disciplines; they do certain ones, right? So wouldn't it be like I see some of the instructors just blowing up, right? They're just getting bigger and bigger. Wouldn't it be? I would assume the instructors want more disciplines. Am I wrong in that?
But it's not up to them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good point. Yeah, it's not really up to
Because I
them.
mean, Kirsten was a cycling instructor.
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Right.
But she came onto the tread,
Yeah.
and in theory, she could swap over to the bike at any point,
Right.
but
Yeah,
she's
that's a good
not. So,
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there has to be room for her too. Like, think about the roster of how many.
but
I feel like somebody has to like move
that's what I'm
or
saying. It's not their decision. They can't just
yeah,
say, "I'd like to start teaching cycling classes tomorrow. I'm ready. Put me in, coach."
yeah.
Yeah.
The way you said it, Chris.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, I feel like she's already made that request, and they're like, "Wait, my sweet child." Like,
That's
Yeah.
that's what I was
I mean,
gonna
it's very
ask.
evident that she should be on the bike. Everybody knows she
period.
should be, but it's like, where's the need right now? They needed to build up the tread content, so I'm sure that's where their focus is.
Maybe
Um,
maybe when everyone's on maternity leave, that's when they'll have her swap over,
can you
right?
imagine? I would die. I wouldn't even know
They're
what to do with
already on
myself.
maternity.
Aren't they already? Like, but you're right. It's about to be
No,
worse, though. You're right.
no, not yet.
Yeah.
Who's on leave right now? Just Doc, and who else?
And
Chelsea.
Anna.
and Anna.
Anna.
Who? Oh, Anna. I
Yeah.
forgot about her. Well, I don't downward dog, so that's fine.
I can't. But yeah, we're gonna lose Jess King, and she's cycling and tread, so you lose two
Oh,
modalities
facts.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So that means
Bex
I'll
and
keep my thoughts
Selena.
to myself. Hmm?
And Bex and Selena.
I bet you
Yeah,
they
they're
do
definitely
be.
gonna have.
I bet you they do. And to like Jen Cotter or whomever. I'm sure they are behind the scenes like selling their
I would
case
see them
for.
filling the tread slots first before they. That's a lot of tread people that's gonna
I
be
mean,
out.
I was being sarcastic when I joked about that, but I think they will. I mean, Alex jumping over to do more tread classes.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
that's
I
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I have
absolutely,
confirmation from my sources that will happen.
absolutely.
Nisi got the confirmation. It would have made sense though. It would add up.
It has to like, and he's one of the OGs that doesn't have another modality.
That
Right?
part.
Exactly.
Like, it just makes sense. Like, if they don't do it after this whole campaign with Ashton, I would be very surprised. And plus, you already marked them off on the website. You can't renege now.
Yeah, how you gonna pull that off now?
Yeah.
Everybody who took, his joint when he did what is that series called?
Our future
Our
selves.
Future Selves. everybody who took that keeps talking about how, how serious Alex was and how tough he was.
Now,
And,
listen to me.
yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, I still haven't.
Oh, you need to call your nephew and
Okay.
tell him relax. Okay? The speed button, he a little too hot booty.
He's a little too
If
hot
he's
with that
coming
joint.
on over,
Yeah.
everybody's not gonna have no heart attack on this treadmill. Okay?
Well,
He's like, you should be at 8 points. And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. What?
he used to tell
In the
me.
warm up?
He used to tell me he could, he could do this. This is something he could do. He used to tell me that all the time. He could run. He could tell he could do this.
No,
And
he
so
can run.
and now you guys validating it. I'm like, dang, he wasn't lying.
No, he is fast, but he needs to. I'm not, so he needs to slow down. Thank you.
That's funny.
Tempo pace in the warm up.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I want to. I definitely want to see him take on more disciplines. I just kind of assumed that all the other instructors would be wanting to do that just to broaden their appeal. I mean, there's got to be people that all they do is tread, or all they do is bike, or all they do is strength. Like, you kind of limit your audience if you ain't in different disciplines, right? I would assume.
And a lot of the existing instructors that are on bike or other disciplines have like heavy backgrounds in running. Like I don't think it's a coincidence that Cody has been posting Camila running with him on his social media.
It sure ain't.
I don't think that is a coincidence at all. And she obviously is a runner.
Right.
Mariana is a triathlete. You've got, I think, Rad.
Right.
They're all running together.
Poppy runs too. He's so delicious.
Oh, look, can I tell you how cool that dude is? That dude was so cool.
Can I tell you how delicious Poppy is?
But not to mention, if they add Rad and any of those, they can also there are no Spanish classes on the tread right now. They have it
is coming,
in-house, like done. Like, I don't know why it's not done.
Okay.
It would make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Well, Cody already said he's not teaching on the tread, so don't come to him.
He'll tell you.
Ready to curse y'all out.
Cody will just tell you. Cody will just tell you.
He's like, absolutely
He's
not.
like,
My
look,
big ass ain't on this
y'all
tread.
go to hell.
He just like, look, he'll just tell you. Yeah, exactly. Ooh,
I'm just saying that Camila and baby hair Hannah out here just hanging out ain't a coincidence.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they was out running too with baby hair Hannah.
Yep.
Well, baby hair Hannah is ain't she a track star?
She's a track star.
She's a track star. So that would
makes sense.
The ultimate sense.
That just adds up.
And it's time. Like, it's been so long since
right.
not so long, but she's been on the platform for a minute. It would make sense for her to have
How you have her? She's literally like she was running for Olympic trials. Like,
exactly.
You don't have her running on the platform.
That just adds up.
That's another one. Okay, you could call her too because she look a little fast. She need to calm down.
What Marco say out here? He almost pulled a muscle just watching Alex. I'm scared now about that one.
Wait till you take it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. That sounds crazy. Everybody talked to me about it. Say it was rough. That's nuts.
I ignored him. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Let me move us on to the next one. So check this out. So the whole thing drops. The whole rower thing drops. We're all excited about the announcement of the rower, and then USA Today puts out their thing about it, and all the ads are all out, and everything I'm reading, everybody talking about, yeah, the rower. Then Erica gonna come walking into my little office over here, and she like, John, why ain't you say nothing about the guide? I'm like, I don't know nothing about the guide. Nobody said nothing about the guide. They released something on the rower. She said, nah, you got to go to the bottom. And was I the only one that didn't realize with first announcement that the guide was even in the announcement?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. It took me like an hour before I realized. They just snuck that in there. But everybody seems to like it. I keep hearing all this good stuff. Everybody talking about the fact that now they got the rep tracking, and I didn't really understand the weight rack thing now, but it sounds like I think I kind of get it now. Chris, I think you kind of gave me kind of an explanation of what it is. I guess you kind of pre-select, what's light, what's heavy type deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I get it now. And I know there's all these other products on the market that do some type of, computer vision or do some type of Bluetooth something to figure out what you're lifting and all, but I kind of like just that they have something, right? So,
And you can change it in the middle of the workout if you need to lower or raise. You can either change your selection for the weight on that rep by voice or by using the remote.
I'm with it. That's enough for me right now. I'm kind of with that. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I keep hearing people talking and saying good things about how the rep counting is working, the rep counting itself. And so I don't know if anybody here had any experience with it or what their thoughts were on it. I really wanted to hear what Tammy had to say about it, but she has somewhere else to go. But so we're gonna ask her again next week. But anybody?
So I used it.
Okay.
You have to let me know if I break up because my phone keeps telling me poor connection.
Okay, no worries. You good?
I used it today.
Okay.
And I set up all my weights. It lets you do custom weights because it has it like set for like Peloton weights.
Okay.
And then, so like I have 8-pound weights, but Peloton doesn't. So then you do custom and it still lets you add 8-pound weights to the list.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. So you don't have to worry about like if you don't see your weight listed, you can add it. And the rep counting, it tells you how many reps they expect you to get. And it says, they tell you, well, Callie said, if you're getting way more than what they prescribe, then that means your weight is not heavy enough.
Okay.
And if you're getting way less than they prescribe, then your weight is too heavy and you can like go up or down. And then as it's counting your reps, is also keeping track of your exercises. So like I was doing dumbbell squats and I used 15 pounds.
Yeah.
So for every one I did, it added that weight up and it kept a running total of how much weight I lifted during that session between every move that I did. And then you get like streaks or something.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure I know what the streaks are. I don't know if it's for hitting your moves that you get a streak or what it's for, but it worked really well.
Wow. I think it's for hitting the recommended number of reps. I think that's what's considered a streak.
I like this. So here's my question though. Are you telling me that there was no scenario where you were like, oh, I missed my rep or it counted a rep I didn't actually do? Neither of those scenarios?
Nope. It got every rep I did.
See, that's what I keep hearing.
It didn't count.
They should have done this in the beginning.
Right?
Agreed.
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's what
Dee had mentioned it earlier, and I absolutely agree. They should have done this in the beginning because it would have flew off the charts.
It'd been a different thing, right?
Yeah. I'm happy we have it now, but I'm just saying it. Yeah. I feel like they did a lot of upgrades and whatnot to it, and now people will want it because the rep count is like that's what people asked for from the beginning. It's like, why would you put this piece of machinery out and it can't do nothing for me?
Right.
Now I might actually get it. Do you know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, it's actually worth me like trying to rearrange my living room to fix it.
Right. I see in the chat, John V said, yeah, you can change the weight via voice. Yeah, that I kind of like that whole concept too. And I see Brandy said the rep counting is legit. That's what I keep hearing. Everybody keeps telling me they like that. See, I maybe they were in like a little catch-22 because I think the rep counting thing was kind of old by the time they were about to release. But I also think they were having problems with it or something. And so part of me goes, well, they should have just waited to release. But it had been so long, like maybe they just thought, no, we just got to go now because it'd been so. I don't know, but I'm with you. That should have came with the initial launch. I don't know. I don't get it.
They might have just been They might have been out of warehouse space.
Yeah, you had too many bikes and.
Between that and the bikes,
no doubt. You ain't never lied.
Points were made.
You ain't never lied. Might have been. Could have been. But
I was thinking they just felt rushed to release something.
Right. Yeah.
So even though they weren't fully done, they were like, we got to put something out there.
When did it?
Because everybody was watching stuff.
They could have done the rower that way. I mean, it was already 7 months between teasing the rower and announcing it. What difference would 10 months have made?
That's a good point. What month did they drop the guide? When was that? That was March?
April?
April.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe they should have waited on that.
When did the stock crash?
And we measure everything by that. No, like for real,
because think about it.
Every month.
Because which time? Which time? I mean,
I know, but I'm trying to figure out like why would you do an early release? It's trying to save the stock.
Yeah, I think that's the way they were thinking. I think they were doing a lot of reactive stuff, which is, you're right. This might have had something to do with That when they released might have been a reaction as well. Could have been.
I mean, even this rower launch, right? Because I think that they were gonna, because we're like, yo, you've been talking about this rower for mad long, but there ain't nothing to show for it. So why are you even wasting our time with it, right? I think that they already had it in production, and basically Barry had to roll it out. You know what I mean? Because all of the instructors are like, yeah, we can finally share these pictures that we've been taking with our teammates.
Right.
That we've had. They were at the holiday party.
What?
Was it the holiday
That's
party,
so
or was
wild.
it the instructor summit?
I was trying to make sense, like the outfits that they were wearing. When was the instructor summit?
August, maybe?
Oh, that sounds right.
No, that was last month. I don't
No,
know.
it
No,
was
June. Wait, I don't remember.
like that's because that's the thing. It's like trying to figure out the timeline about when they were ready versus when they were actually launched.
I mean, I
And
feel
how
like they were all at the instructor summit, though.
All I know is Chris dropped a picture with one of them in it, and then Peloton changed that picture, removed the dude.
That was so
All I know.
amazing. I was
That's
like, yo,
all
you
I
really
know.
have them photoshopping social posts.
That's all I know. Oh, Erica Ray Owens says in the chat, say you can use a barbell with the guide. Are you serious? You don't even have to use the dumbbell. You can just use a barbell to still count your reps. Does it work?
Oh, that'd be lit.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I mean, I would assume you could.
Yeah, I guess you could, right? I hadn't even thought about that. That's pretty cool. Katrina Abel said the rower is a fundraiser. Oh, you think so? You think it's just they putting it out, they trying to get as much as they can get with this thing. Yeah, that would align with the whole FOMO thing. So yeah, that's why they ain't put the content out
I
yet.
also have heard that they already had the equipment and had to launch, right?
Yep.
But from what we've heard on the streets, they do not have rowers in production right now, and they will not be making more until they know that they can sell.
Yeah. And I can believe that. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And then you open it up to the app. Yeah.
Because again, that's why they're setting up the rower in the strength studio, because they're not going to set up a row studio until they can determine the demand.
Yeah.
I mean, the other question is, do you think they'll ever bother with, rowing classes with members in them, even in the strength studio?
I don't know about that.
I think
because then I would never get one. I live here. I would just spend all
go
my
to the
money
studio.
at PSNY.
Right. Yeah. I like what you guys are saying about how they thought of this. I think you're right about that. And I do think that they really should be trying to figure out what demand is. I mean, because this is a small space already. So yeah, they really should be trying to test this out. That makes sense. All right, let's see what we got next. Oh, I saw an ad somebody posted from Hydrow, and it said something to the effect of, yo, if you just come over to us, you can get a rower. You could take a rowing class right now. Like something to that effect.
Damn.
For only $30 a month, too.
And for
That's
only
shady as
$30 a month. Yeah,
Great.
they came out with the hate right on the day of launch. They were ready for the hate.
They
It's
were
like they
hot
knew it was
booty.
coming.
Yeah. Yeah, because they was following your page. That's how they do. They
Have commented before on rowing posts.
Oh, really? They have?
Yeah.
On your rowing posts?
Yeah. In the past couple months, they've jumped into the comments once or twice.
Wow.
Stop.
See? That is hilarious. That's funny.
Well, and I'm sure Alex was telling Nick everything anyway, so, they had the
Oh,
inside
that's
track.
right. They're brothers, and one works for Hydrow, so he was probably... Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but all I know is they was ready. I mean, the day of launch, they had the hate campaign ready. It dropped. Hydrow wasn't sleeping.
That's smart.
Did
I
you
ain't
see the
mad
blog
at it.
post they put up today about it?
Who put up?
Hydrow put up a blog post that said it was along the lines of, should you get the Peloton Rower or the Hydrow?
Oh, snap.
Wait, I saw that.
I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't see that.
Yep.
You lying.
Are you serious?
It's on Hydrow's blog.
Oh yeah, I'm to check that out. No, I didn't see that. Oh man, yeah, they
Does that
ready.
make them seem desperate?
Yes, that's what
No,
I.
it's actually a pretty fair comparison. Like,
But I mean, the
all
fact that
things.
they're commenting about Peloton having a rower and having to make the comparison,
Yeah, that's what
like Peloton's not talking about Hydrow.
I
I
was.
feel it's just all in good fun. Like,
Oh,
to
okay.
me, it was just a, like, everyone knows it's here. Why are we gonna, like, are we just gonna pretend it doesn't exist? Or are we just gonna, have some fun with it? That's how I took it. But
I was like
Okay, I
thinking.
mean, I didn't read it, so
I was thinking like we know that it's a smaller space, and and we know that nobody wants to be paying multiple subscriptions, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that have a Hydrow and a Peloton, and so my mind was just like, wouldn't this kind of have to be a threat to a smaller company that only has a couple 100,000 subs, and all of a sudden this company that has like 3 million subs releases a rower as well, and they have a lot of fanatical people that are going to have FOMO that already are paying a subscription for Hydrow, and they might just cancel us. Like, to me, it sounded like something that Hydrow would feel some effect or some threat from. No?
I mean, the other way to look is this is bringing more attention to the industry itself.
Yeah. Okay.
And, there will be some people who don't want to pay $8,000 for Peloton's rower. They're going to pay the $1,500 for the Hydrow, right? If you're just new to the space coming in, right?
Yeah.
You can either pay the four to whatever grand or 1.5. So they're going to get some new people who heard about connected fitness rowing because of Peloton, but end up deciding about Hydrow.
You're right. There's an other side to this. There's another side. You're right. It could actually, work in that direction, and they benefit from it. Yeah, you're right. I don't
I
know.
think I would think people who are I think concept rower where there's no subscription fee, I think they would probably benefit more than a Hydrow because we pretty much figure the row content is going to come to the app sooner or later, right?
Right.
So
Gotta
if
be.
you don't want to pay that price, why wouldn't you go with a Concept 2 rower, which costs even less than a Hydrow, and you don't have a monthly subscription fee for it? That's a win-win all around for someone who already has a Peloton.
Yeah, that's what Oleg was saying, I think, in the group. I think he has a Concept too. I agree. I mean, that's another way. I mean, if that price stays like $800 billion like now, yeah. I mean,
Why y'all like
I
this?
can't stand you.
you know what I'm saying? If it stays 859 billion like now, it's going. Yeah, I could see people buy the Concept too, and then wait, and then when the content is on the app, then they just do that. Yeah, you're right. I could see that. That would make sense. All right, who is this I just invited up? Let's see if, they didn't come up. What did I break? Pauline, you there? No, she's not up yet. But yeah, anyway, I can see that. I think you're right. I think it could, if it worked out right, it could end up being a good thing for the discipline in general, right? Because all of a sudden now you have there's noise around rowing, and now all of a sudden you have all these subs in Peloton that are buying rowers, and yeah.
John.
No, it's crazy. People are more hype. Like, it's because people who don't like to run, would like rowing. I like to sit. Okay, so for me, when I did do Orange Theory, I almost always chose the rower over the tread for the cardio portion. Like, fuck a tread. If it wasn't for the fact that Peloton's coaches are incredible, y'all would not be seeing me on a fucking treadmill.
Right.
I absolutely ignore their cues. Like, again, 5 is a run.
Okay.
I'm not fucking walking at a 5.
Okay.
Can you imagine classes like OTF though? Like coming on to Peloton, knowing that they give specific classes for people that have both the tread and the rower, and then put the strength in between. That would be phenomenal.
Or you do a
I've been saying that the
Matt
whole
Wilper's
time.
triathlon.
Right?
Yeah, they can do a lot of stuff now. I know.
I don't even recognize that voice. Where did that even come from?
Sorry. I just love him. I would take every single one.
Erica said yes. Like, she said, my husband doesn't even like to do anything. Let's buy the rower. That is how my friend is, because I'm friends with this couple, and they have the bike, and me and Eli are obsessed, right? He texted me literally to be like, so what is your opinion? What do you think? And he said that his wife, Jess, is absolutely about it. And we were shocked. We were like, we got to strike while the iron is hot. I'm like, order that shit right now because I know how hard it was for you to get the bike.
Right. Wait a minute, Nita.
So just order that joint.
Right. Nita, you said the Concept 2 rower is loud? Yeah, see. See, I can't, nah. I ain't know that.
And the Peloton Row, I know they talked about it in their ads and stuff about how quiet it is, but it really, really is super quiet. Like, I don't want to say silent, but it's as close as you can get, I feel like.
Really? I want to know. Really... Now I want to know how it compares. Like, obviously, it sounds like everybody in the chat is like, "Yeah, that Concept 2 rower is loud." Now I want to know how it compares to like Hydrow or whatever else. Like, is it?
The Hydrow's pretty quiet too,
but not like this.
Hydrow's, it's close, but yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And Chris, it's not a water rower, right? Like Ergata,
No.
which is just pretty, but most people that actually row are like, that's trash.
Really?
So,
they've said so far is it's electronically controlled resistance, but they haven't said what the resistance is, but it's not a water rower.
Wow. I kind of like it. The more I hear about it, the more I'm like, wow, maybe they did come to play with this one. Maybe.
The only issue is the price, John.
The only issue is it costs $857 million. That's the only problem. You know what I mean?
But like, so many people wanted though. Like I've seen so many people who were like, I had no interest in the rower before, and now they look and they see, especially Ash. I've seen more comments about Ash being on a platform than anyone else, and then the reviews of people who have actually used it in studio already and had an opportunity. And like so many people were like, I didn't want that rower, but I surely want it now. So Peloton's really good at like, building FOMO and getting all of us Pelo junkies all worked up.
Yeah, they're getting us with this one.
That's a fact.
Shoot, they got me. I've been saying all along I ain't never getting that rower. They got me.
I always wanted it.
You did?
I mean, yes, absolutely. I was literally like Danielle. Like, well, maybe not as bad as Danielle, but I've always wanted it.
Who is though?
So I knew I
not
just
Chris.
I was not expecting this price.
I got like 3 more months to make fun of Danielle. Then it's over. That sucks.
If it's not delayed.
Oh yeah, okay.
That
sucks. I know.
And Hydrow does call out in their comparison that they wrote up. They specifically made mention of the fact that there are no financing options currently available for Peloton. And then and it's this much a month for the Hydrow and the Hydrow Wave with Klarna.
Ooh, they're on their game.
Listen to me. Hydrow's smart.
Okay.
Because they know they're about to get eaten alive once this thing is out. So they are trying to get ahead of it and tell you all the cons. I'm not even mad at it. I peep game and I'm not mad.
That's where I'm at. I can't even be mad. They're just ready. Yeah. They know all the different ins and outs, and they're already ready to let you know. This is why that ain't all that.
But it's a really good side-by-side. If you Google their blog, it does lay out the Row, the Hydrow, and the Wave with like all of the technical stats and metrics and everything.
I got to the blog, but I can't find it. Like I don't know what I found.
I'll send you the link.
Oh, okay.
If you send me a message later, and I can send it to you.
Oh, okay, that'll work. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I'm at. I mean, I think I'm on their blog, but I don't see that. Oh, here it is. Peloton Row versus Hydrow comparison. Oh, yeah, I see it. I have to check that out. Well, that's cool. That sounds, I think if it wasn't for that $857 million, I mean, they hooked that up. But, all right, let's see. What else do I have on here? Oh, you know what? Tammy put this on here, but she's not here this week. Tammy wanted to ask about the studio booking experience and how it's going. I think she had like some things she wanted to say about the booking experience on the website to get into the studio. But yeah, she's not here to tell us what that was. But so I'll just ask. Has it changed? Is it any better? Are people still kind of upset about it? What's up?
They changed it this week.
They changed it this week.
Yeah, they put that queue, the online queuing system into place.
Yeah.
So you have that like Ticketmaster, you have a 10-minute wait and there's 847 billion people in front of you. That rolled out this week.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah, Marcos wanted a bot.
Do they
Because
tell you
called him
how?
the IT guy.
Do they tell you like
And
how?
Marcos was like, "Can your husband get me a bot?"
Yo, no, for real. What I gotta ask Papa Paul.
Do they tell you when you're waiting how much time they think you're gonna have to wait?
I think Auntie D said that they tell you how many people are in front of you.
That's okay. Just how many people are
They'll
in
be
front
like,
of you?
there are
Okay.
40 people in front of you.
It also gives you a countdown, like, oh, there's 20 minutes and whatever, but it's very still haphazard. Like, you'll be refreshing, and by the time you get it to even supposedly let you in the waiting room, there was like 984 people in front of me, and I was like, I don't even understand how this is possible.
Mhm.
I
But
know you fucking lying.
no,
No, it's a fact.
dead ass. I had it on my phone. I had it on the iPad. I had it on a laptop. I was like, what the hell? And then one was still telling me that there was no classes available. And then all of a sudden, after I refreshed at one point, it was like, okay, now you're like number 1,000 and something. And there's like 24 minutes. And I was like, what is this? And it was like 12:15. It made no sense whatsoever.
Good, goody
None
No,
whatsoever.
goo
sir. No,
But
ma'am.
when I was there on Sunday, I got little tips and hints, and it was crazy because Sunday they had so many waitlist spots open that they were literally actually like calling people in that were like just sitting around waiting for other classes. Like, yo, do you want to come in?
You
And I was
lying.
like,
For real?
That I
yeah,
don't get
I
that.
heard
Like,
that.
yeah.
Yup.
I
this
saw
is so
Olivia, I
ridiculous
saw
to me.
Geyser, Jamie. I saw different people. I was in Kirsten's class, and while I was waiting outside, they popped up some spots for Selena. So I said, okay, I'll go on wait list for that. Ali had some spots that opened. Tunde had spots that opened, but Tunde's like while we were waiting to take pictures, kind of like filled up real quick again.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was changing in between, and a guy was waiting, and they gave us like little beepers. I don't know if you guys saw that beeper thing, like at Applebee's and Red Lobster, whatever they give you when you have to wait.
Not
You got the little
Applebee's.
Applebee's beeper?
So they give you that, and they're like, okay, 30 minutes before the thing is supposed to open, the class is supposed to start or something. They're gonna buzz you if you get in, and like we're just hanging around there, and nothing buzzed, and somebody was like, go check. I think it was Olivia said, go check, and I went downstairs, and they were like, oh, okay, we'll get you in there. Don't worry about it.
Good.
And then there was a
Goody
guy who
goo.
was waiting for his wife to finish, I think, in Andy's class, and he had the little beeper, and he's like, no, I'm waiting. It didn't buzz, and I'm like, sir, please go, because I just went, and they're just like letting people in, and I legit heard them saying, hey, to somebody else, like, are you waiting? Like, do you want to come in and take a class? Like, we have spots. And so they were
What?
actually treadmills for Selena's class, and they like brought in a couple of people to
Mm-hmm.
try to do that, and there was
Yo.
still a spot. And I was like, so why is it so difficult to get when you? And it just didn't make any sense to me. It was absolutely insane.
Yo,
I
that
feel
Well,
bad
I
because
think
Selena's pregnant ass had 3 open treads, apparently. It's
well,
after they were like, do you want a free tread?
I think that the this past the past couple of weekends, back when the classes became available to book, that's before as many like it was really well known when the classes were going to drop. People have caught on now to when they're dropping, and it's like the Hunger Games. But I wasn't there this past weekend, but I was there the weekend before, and I was able to book. I took 6 classes because I was in from out of town, and all my friends, we were all together, and we were saying like we're never going to be able to do that again, like all be able to get into the same class at the same time. Like that party is like over, so it's just getting harder and harder, and now I feel like I'm literally never going to be able to get in another class.
well, how it looks like with this whole scheduling thing, people waiting in waiting rooms online, and then people holding Cheesecake Factory beepers, but people getting called. I mean, it seems like the process has so many kinks that if you're just there, you might get in. That's what it
I was going to
sounds
say,
like.
I think the process they have now is actually going to lead to more waitlist spots opening up the weekend of,
Yeah.
because you're going to book the first class that you see available, even if you don't really want to take it with that coach.
Right.
And then you might get closer and be like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I don't want to go do that. And a bunch of people do that and everything opens up.
Oh, yeah.
And that people booking classes with people that they don't want to take a class with, that's been one of the problems with the in studio audience. And I was talking to one of the concierges when I was there, and I was like, some of these people in classes are so freaking dry. And I'm like, and they're like, well, that's because people just book anything. And I'm like, well, I mean, I get it. You want the experience, you want to be in the studio, but why are you taking classes with someone you don't want to take a class with? Like, I'm not going to name any names, but there are some definite people that I would never take a class with. Like, it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is why there's no energy when you have the live audiences in the studio, because some of these people are just taking whatever the heck they can get into,
But
and then they kill the entire vibe.
I mean, when they book these classes, you got to have a credit. So you have to have purchased a credit, right? Like, so like, if you decide, you know what, I don't want to take that. Are you saying these people are just canceling out like 24 hours before or however long before you need to cancel? They're just canceling out?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
24 hours the day
dang.
before so that they don't lose the credit is what I was told.
I think
And
it's 12 now.
oh yeah, it might have been 12 that
Dang.
they told me. So something
Well,
Wow.
I guess they could shut
emailed
that down. They
something
could
from
make it like 48 hours, right? I guess they could kill that if they wanted to.
yeah, I forgot what the email said, but I think somebody did say that it was 12 this weekend. And apparently that's what happened because like they said the night before, sometimes you'll just see like crazy amounts of classes just start opening and it's just
That's really
obscene.
unfair.
I
Yeah,
mean, if you check the website right now, I just saw a couple waitlist spots for those who are interested. I
that's
am not
that's
here.
how I got into Kirsten's class because like the first few weeks everything was booked up, and then I saw somebody post in the group like, oh, that's weird, like I've been able to book classes right now, and I went in and there was waitlist spots open, but
Wow.
that was like 2 weeks before the class, so I don't really know what people's logic is, but it is very annoying that like you people who actually want to take the classes can't get in because people are just booking them for the hell of booking them, and then now you have to be like stalking the website every couple of days to see if they drop out.
I used to say that, like, all these troubles and the struggles that we have and we would go through to kind of book are tough on us, the member, but that it didn't really matter from a company perspective, like us scrambling and how much pain there is in it. I always kind of thought it didn't matter for them. They got a bunch of people in classes and paying for the class anyway. But this dynamic is a little different now in my mind. Like if because of how they're doing it, now the class isn't full and they've got people scrambling to figure out how to get people in classes to make them look full, then
It was ghetto.
yeah,
It was
now
ghetto.
Yeah, and
that's
let's not even mention that the guy that was waiting for his wife in Andy's class, like he looked like he had no interest whatsoever. Like he was just there because she planned a trip. Because I think he was like from down south, like maybe Alabama or Kentucky or something, and he ended up in that first treadmill
yeah.
where
Oh, he on the first
Stop.
one. He on
and
he on the screen.
it was all 90s music, right? As soon
Yeah.
as like you get to, I'm like, wait, I'm like, this is like high school. I'm remembering all these songs, and
Right.
everybody else is. There was this one woman, it was a basic walk. This one woman, she had a milestone. She was in the front corner. She was like hike. Like she was like, she thought she was on the Kirsten hike or something. She was
Right.
going hard. The other guy on the other side, he looked like he could have been anywhere else on this planet,
Right.
wanted nothing to do with it. But
Nothing to
because
do with that. Yeah.
they put him right up in the front. Even when you see the screen grab, if you look at it from Sunday,
Uh-huh.
he's
Stop.
like, he's just like, whatever, I'm just doing what I'm doing.
I'm dead. They didn't
That's
even
so
choose the other screen cap.
sad.
Nah.
Oh no.
And
Oh
then the guy
no.
that was next to the one who was doing like the hike, like
Yeah.
he kept looking at me because I'm like, I'm like, I'm into the songs. Like this is stuff that I like
Right.
love. This was cool. And he just kept shooting me like death eyes across it. And I was like, okay, I don't know what you want me to shoot. He said like if you're having fun. And I was like, I'm trying here. But everybody else was just kind of like, this is a 20-minute walk. We're here to say we're here. Some people had milestones and they were just kind of like blah. And I
What's
was just
even
like,
worse is it's 20 minutes. Like, dude, fake it.
Fake it for 20 minutes, dang.
I mean, his
Jeez.
wife probably does.
Oh damn. Oh
I'm
damn. Hold up.
dead.
Oh damn. Hold up.
Whoa, whoa.
wow.
Yo, dang. Oh dang. Oh,
Dang.
okay. Okay, dang. Oh, okay.
Wow.
All right. I mean, hey. Wow. That dynamic, though, is like now, we have been saying for a few weeks, like, you'll be looking at classes, and it's like, where the energy at? Like, remember,
Well, to be fair, Unc, also the last minute subs.
Yeah.
So like if you booked a class, like poor Tunde, when they had her working like the Nigerian she is,
Yeah.
they had her teaching 50-11 classes. And there was one class she was like, literally you looked at the composition, you're like, this don't look like a Tunde class. And she was like, so how many of y'all registered for this thinking that you were getting Christine and you got me?
Dang.
And they were all like dead silent.
Dang.
I was like, oh Lord, fix it, Jesus. Fix it.
That's
I
funny.
will say it was very hype. Congratulations, Danielle, on your Millennium Run because that class was completely lit with all of you guys in it. It was
Woo!
amazing from home.
Go ahead.
Amazing.
Go ahead,
We
Gang,
was a
Danielle.
gang, gang, gang,
party,
gang, gang, gang,
party,
gang, gang.
Thank
party.
you. I
Go
Hey.
mean,
ahead.
listen, everyone
Not
can't
one
be
piece of
us.
dry toast.
No piece of Melba toast was in the house. There was no Melba
Hey.
toast happening on that day.
Okay.
That was the best day. Tunde's ride too. She called me out when I didn't even have a
Ooh.
milestone. I love that lady.
Yeah,
She
Like
was like,
it
who
was
came from that far? Steph, you came from where? Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Girl, you know damn well I'm from Brooklyn. Don't do this.
It was a that class was a vibe. But both classes were amazing. I can say like if you are in classes with the instructors that you love, you will make it such an experience. And it makes me sad when people be dry as all hell
It seemed
in
like
these
that. It
audiences.
just
Like you
seems
gonna be
like
on TV.
it just seems like it's like that a lot. To me, I don't
It
know. It just feels
is.
like it's like that a lot. So I'm like, what's up with that? Like, you people are going out on these. We know they're struggling to book classes. So my mind is just going. People must be excited because they got all these people trying to get in. So it just, I don't get it. I'm looking at the screen. These people ain't excited. Like, why are they not excited? I don't know.
I just wish that at least people like fine, you're not gonna be hyped. Then look like you dying, right? Look like you putting in an effort. I need you to look like you struggling with me. Not you out here just cruising.
Looking
That's how I
bored.
know you
Looking
ain't putting
bored.
resistance.
The hell?
And even if you can't find the beat, just act like you're hurting at least in class. Like,
You girl.
or don't be don't be in the view of the camera either. Like that's the other thing. Like if you can't
But
find the
sometimes they
beat,
don't know because
you're
like the
not helping.
camera does whatever it wants, right? So unless you
No,
know
you
like
can
you're
before you go, you can tell which bikes are on camera and which treads
that's
are on
true.
camera. Like
I'm trying to make excuses for them. I don't know. They just dry. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know what it is.
I can't wait till I get
trying
in
to
there
be. They're dry as
again.
Melba toes. Like be off camera.
But see,
It'll be off camera.
I'm thinking that what you said, what we're talking about with regards to the booking experience, maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's people just booking a bunch of stuff because it's hard to book, and then when they get there,
Because
that's
they're
not what they
greedy.
wanted. That ain't what they
Because they're
wanted.
greedy and they're not thinking about the instructor and realizing that this is bigger than you just wanted to be in the class just to say you in the class. Like this is their hard work. They're planning classes, they're planning playlists, they want people to show up, they want the energy. And you're gonna walk up in there dry as all hell, messing up the damn class. And the class be lit. And
Yeah.
you
Although,
just
and
sitting
Or
there look
fake
like a
it.
sad damn
Like
dog.
well,
fake it. Like I can fake being happy.
well, and I think
Fake
last
being.
week,
I mean, depending on who it is. Depending on who it is. I
well,
can
we
fake
talked about
for a
last
lot of
week.
people.
Go ahead, Jamie.
They were putting the milestone people, the producer, the PAs are coming in and saying, okay, who has a milestone, and they're they want those people on camera, and I'm curious to see if that changes in time with Peloton, if they notice that it is like boring people on camera, because I know like the classes I was in, it was instructors I loved, we were all shaking our ass, but let me tell you, I specifically wanted to be off camera for my strength class with Adrian because I knew he was going to do a push-up party and I didn't need that captured on camera. So I selected mat 4, which was well off camera, but straight in the view of a beautiful view of Adrian for the entire class. So that's like where I lived for that particular class. But they were not letting people that were the most enthusiastic necessarily on treads like 1 and 16 in some of the classes that I was in, because they were like, no, we need someone with a milestone. So
Oh,
it's gonna be
They
wow.
did not ask me about my milestone. And I told them when I was checking in that I had a milestone, and they did not. I didn't want to be on camera, but I had heard that before, that they were like, "Oh, putting people with milestones on camera." I went to the treadmill that I got, that I wanted. Actually, I went to a treadmill that someone else was on, and she very nicely gave it to me, and so that me and Nish could stand together. But no one made me get on any treadmill that was up front just because I had a milestone. Because I was concerned. Because I was like, "Oh my God, it's my Millennium Run. I don't want to be on camera." So even though you could see my sneakers glowing in the dark anyway, so you probably found me. But yeah, they
Honestly,
didn't make me get on the tread.
they know that like if you are a hype person, like me, I'm not even allowed to be in like row 2 or row 3 because the instructors already know that I'm obnoxious. And so they're like, absolutely not, and make me move to the front. Like, I don't got a choice. So you're welcome.
So I got a question on that because I was thinking about that. When I went in there, I got the impression like they were the pre kind of show stuff, and they were trying to egg us on to be more hype. Are they doing that in classes that you guys are in?
Did you see my video of the crew before Kirsten came out?
Yes, I did. I saw the beginning part. Yes, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
Yo, they were
Shout out
on
to Steph and
fire.
Diamond.
Yes, they're the best.
They were absolute fire. They had so much energy. I don't know how you couldn't be hyped just being in the room with them.
Yeah.
Because they were like getting it right before Kirsten came out. And they just like, it was like the person I guess in a talk show that like hypes the audience up. Like to me, that's what they were doing.
So that's where I'm asking now. I'm like, do they kind of, are they remembering like we remember where that wasn't even necessary? Like every class is just crazy. And now they're recognizing that for some reason, or whatever the reason is, it isn't. So now they have to do something. Like, are they recognizing that? And that's why you have like that pre-class? Like they're trying to generate it now?
Well,
That would make sense.
When I ran into Jen Cotter one of the times that I was there, she was saying how she wants to show more of the audience participation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, Jess, remember when we were watching back our class? Because, we were too busy. We blacked out. So I don't even remember what we did in 2 days class. And then we watched it and we were like, oh my God.
It was we were like, so ridiculous. Like we were
good thing I ain't got shame. Because if I had shame, I would be embarrassed. And so they kept flipping because now they got more cameras, right?
Right.
So now they got the one that's literally the audience view, and they kept flashing back and forth to look at all of us. Like you don't even see Tunde on camera for some of the shots.
I love that though.
It was dope.
I love that.
She's mentioning that, Jen Cotter was mentioning that she wants to show more of the audience participation.
I love that.
When there are members in class.
When there are non-dry members in class is what she should do.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's hard to do that in the moment. I get it, but when y'all editing and flipping it back and forth and before it drop, I'm like, this one's corny and dry. Don't do this one.
All right, let me bring in Judy. What's going on, Judy? How are you? Haven't talked to you in a little bit. You there, Judy?
Hi, John. I only came up because I got a notice that you wanted to hear from me. So I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but here I am.
Oh, my bad, then. Oh, I thought you raised your hand. I pulled you up.
No.
That's all right. Well, it's always nice talking to you, Judy.
No, it's okay, and I love hearing all the people that have all this energy for the new studio. I haven't been in the studio, of course, since 2019. And I know Renee's planning a trip this next month.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, and I know she's on and I'm watching the chat too, but she's taking notes on scheduling. So yeah, I'm excited for her to go there, and I'm excited to hear about her experience there too.
Ooh, Renee, you're gonna have to give us an update afterwards what your experience was like. You have to tell us. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah. Cool.
She will. She'll keep you informed.
That's cool. Yeah, I love to hear it. Hope it would be nice if we could head down there and meet her. That would be nice.
She would love that. I know. I'm sure. So
that would be
anyway.
Cool. All right.
I know. I'd love it. I miss you guys.
Oh, we miss you too. You too. It's always great to talk to you.
You too.
All right. Cool. What's going on, D? You there, D? All right, let's see. What else can we bring? Let's see. What I know. I was going to try to kind of hold this to an hour and a half, and we're right at that mark. But I guess we can throw in one more right quick. And I got this from Chris. Chris said that Just Work Out now has some. I think I got this from you, Chris. Like they have a new set goals thing or something. What's up with that?
It's called Workout with Goals.
Oh, okay.
And rather than doing the Just Ride or the Just Run, you can set a 23-minute timer, or you can set a 8-kilometer distance, or you can set an output goal, and it'll just have a little counter on the screen as you work your way towards it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, I kind of like that. Is it just for like? It's not just distance-based stuff, though, right? Is it, or is it? Is it just?
It's distance. It's time. You pick either a set distance, a set time, or a set total output that you want to reach.
Okay.
You pick one of those three.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know if anybody here think they would use that. I don't know how exciting it is now that I'm thinking about it. I guess it gives you something new to use to
Yeah, I
just
don't
work
know.
out
I don't
with.
know if a lot of people will use it, but
Yeah.
I'm sure for some people it's going to be something they use a lot.
Right.
So
I think for somebody
I
maybe
am
who's training
definitely
or
going to
something, if they
use it.
have a mileage goal,
Mm-hmm.
that they would use it for something like that. So, like if their goal is I need to run 5 miles today,
Right.
then they could just easily put it on Just Workout and set the goal for 5 miles and run it and be done.
Yeah.
Versus piecing together classes or having to pay attention to it, like they could just set it and go.
Yeah.
But I mean, so it's cool to have.
Mm-hmm. You said you're gonna use it, Jessica?
Absolutely. I'm so excited for that feature. I think it was a great addition. I actually want them on the Just Workout when I'm doing my runs for me to see the mileage on my watch. I can't do that right now. So, Chris, call the people.
I'm on it. The Doves are headed that way.
Thank you. Oh, shit. If you sending the Doves, then they never getting in that money.
I kind of like, though, that, in retrospect, think back of like all the features that Peloton has added to the platform, like over the last 3 or 4 years. It really is a lot of stuff relative to the software, right? Now, I know it ain't really helped much with the stock, but but they have added a lot of stuff to the software.
They seem to have added a lot more in the last 3 to 4 months than they have in the last 3 to 4 years, though.
Oh, you're right about that. You're right. It's like it picked up. The stuff just started dropping. Yeah. Yeah,
I think the Just Workout feature was one of the best things that they've done. Well, they've done a lot of great things lately, but the Just Workout is very underrated because there's a lot of people that do like free form workouts but still want to get their blue dot, and this allows for like all inclusiveness for that.
Right.
I have been asking for that on the app for so long. I feel like I talk about it like all the time. Like I don't always, when I'm running outside, I don't necessarily want to take a class. I don't necessarily want to listen to an instructor or like their music. Like I have my own playlist for when I'm running outside or if I have to do a long run. So I was really annoyed that I'm like, I would never get credit for any outside runs unless I've played a damn class. So I'm like, I was so happy once they finally did it. I was like, Peloton, I've only been asking for 3 years now. But whatever, you're a little slow. I get it.
So you don't have an Android?
I do not. Who has Android? Like, is that a thing? What? Really?
Girl.
Dang.
I'm sorry for you, Android people.
You are on one tonight, Danielle.
Dang. It's like that. People over here scared to say they got Androids now. I ain't saying nothing.
That's I'm always on one. That's nothing new. Why are you acting surprised? I've been on one all day.
All right, let me get one last thing in. But this is probably not even on the agenda. I don't even know if it is. How come every time I put out these artist series on the agenda, ain't nobody vote for them? Did nobody vote? Got no votes. The Gloria Stefan artist series. They got 0 votes. People don't be.
I mean,
it got 0 votes. You know what I mean? What's up with that?
Working out with Gloria.
I mean, it literally got. It ain't like
Working out with Gloria.
You know how I do the percentages of how many percentage of people voted. But it might say 0, but you'll click in it and it'll really be like 2 or 3 people. No, I click in that joint. It's 0 votes. 0 for real. There ain't no votes.
I skipped over that one.
I had literally no interest in working out with Gloria. I really didn't. Like it's just.
Don't nobody like talking about artist series.
But it's just not like. Then maybe they should get some better artist series.
You know what I mean? All right. I don't know. I just like asking that question. It just always makes me laugh. These artist series drop. People be excited, but then when I say let's talk about it, don't nobody ever want to talk about it. That's hilarious. All right.
I wanted to talk about the Wu-Tang one when you posted that one.
Oh, yeah. That's right. You're right.
See?
That's right. You're right.
They gotta have the right artist.
You're right. It's just the right one. Okay, you're right.
Me and Gloria ain't got nothing to say to each other.
What about this Moulin Rouge Broadway series stuff?
Wow.
People wanted to talk about that.
Who wanted to talk about that?
Hold on, let me look. Moulin Rouge Broadway series
call their name out.
It got 7 votes. It got 7 votes.
Where those 7 people at?
Gloria Stefan got none, but Moulin Rouge got 7.
Where the 7 people?
I don't know. But it got 7.
7 in a post and ask them how come they wasn't on Clubhouse.
Well, they voted for it though.
people that took that ride, I've seen tons of people. I mean, if that's like the thing you're into, they absolutely love the ride.
They love it, right?
To check it out. Yeah, I saw like all positive on that.
Okay.
Well, and this was for those who don't know, it was a 2-for-1 ride.
Oh, it was?
Sam Yo and Bradley Rose.
I did see
Yeah,
that.
that's a no.
I like
And it was
Sam.
That's a no, thank
the
you.
one that had two guys.
Double no.
And it had those two guys.
Only
Like, it had those two guys. No, thank you.
Jessica, you said it's a double no? Dang.
No.
It's a no-no. It ain't just a no, it's a no-no.
I'm just gonna say that Maddie served looks. Like, I was not gonna take no Moulin Rouge class, but Maddie was serving looks with his little harness and his red glitter.
Okay.
What did Maddie teach?
Oh, Lord.
I think Maddie taught a strength class.
I think
He did a run.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He did a run? I'm just saying.
No, thank you.
I mean, there's people got votes. It was like, I wanted to hear what the classes was like.
What I love about Peloton, because it gives stuff for everyone. I do
Exactly.
appreciate.
I'm not yucking nobody's yum.
You know what I mean?
I am.
Girl, sit down. You about to get on some to timeout, Tammy. I'm gonna need you to take a 5-minute timeout, girl.
All the is how she been, yo.
You know what I mean? She been showing up for Timeout Tammy this week. I appreciate it though. Danielle. We needed them jokes. That was nice. All right. Well, I just want to thank y'all again for like all the well wishes, all the stuff. Just let y'all know my daughter's doing a lot better. I mean, she out of ICU, which is all good. They took the feeding tube out today, so now she's just eating regular food, so that's all good. So stuff is just happening. She's going October 10th, I think. I can't remember the date. In October, she's going to be transferred over to a specialized rehab center. So, and then sometime after that, she'll be coming home. So, but anyway, stuff is happening. It's all good. I'm feeling a lot better. It's a long road and all. It's going to be a long road. She got to relearn to use her hands, right? She got to relearn to use her legs, But God is good. So. Just anybody who was praying.
This is amazing, John.
Yeah, it's all. Everybody was praying.
We'll all keep praying for you.
No doubt. I appreciate you all for that. So that's all good. All good stuff. So I wanted to thank you guys for that. All right. And with that, wait a minute. Before we leave, I'm going to just throw this one thing out here real quick because I saw the Natalie Portman is our Future Selves running series coming out. Okay, that got some votes. That got like 5 votes. So we excited about that one? We excited about? See, y'all just gonna go quiet. See, y'all ain't even excited. Y'all ain't excited about that one either. All right, I'm gonna let it go.
Nope. Although she is kind of funny.
She kind of funny. That's what I'm saying.
She's kind of funny in interviews. So, I mean, I don't know how she did on this run, but she's kind of funny in interviews. I would much rather see his wife on there, though, because she is hella funny.
I would watch that. See, you notice I say I wouldn't run, but I would watch it. I might take that like the Saturday 60.
Because these runs are 30 minutes. Like, I don't want to run with these people for 30 minutes.
See?
I don't want to run for 30 minutes. So
you don't even need to. Just, I don't want to run for 30 minutes.
The YouTube channel. Stop playing with me.
Oh, my God.
That's funny. All right, then. Well, I'll let you guys go. I appreciate you guys coming through. I mean, this is a spirit lifter for me. So I appreciate you guys coming through. And hopefully I'll catch you. I haven't been able to do a whole lot of Peloton classes lately, just really, really busy, but hopefully I'll be able to jump back into some things this week and maybe I'll catch you guys on a ride or a run or something. And if I don't, I'll check you guys out here next week. All right. Cool.
All right.
Talk to everyone later.
Good night.
Good night.
Go work out. Bye.
Bye.